Yeah. Yeah. And it's the daily. You think it ain't when it is. You think it won't when it whiz. We are here and we are in motion. Yo, Pretty Petty Tuesday. And it's gonna be all right. Don't worry about nothing tonight, if you will. Everything is gonna be okay. We do it like this, like back in the day. What you say, real? Yo, it's the Daily Go to Business Show, baby. And tonight we gotta talk about the hot topic because we're about to experience something in our lives that we never had before. And y'all know what I'm talking about. It's going down. It's going down very soon. Very soon. Yeah, we talking about this lockdown, this quarantine. Is it going to happen? It sure looks like it will. We were locking down with scales. The government is on some other shit. The government is definitely on some other shit, and we got to do what we have to do to make sure that we take care of ourselves. We are all we got like right now, but it hasn't happened all the way. But let's not wait to get it popping, y'all. So tonight we talking about what will you do when the quarantine kicks in? What will you do when the quarantine kicks in, baby? You know, this is something that we have to take into serious consideration right now because around the country, they are starting to tell people that they have to stay indoors. And they're warning them to stay indoors for the health of the community. Do you believe it? Whether you believe it or not, that's not really the issue. That's not really the issue. The issue is, what about your own safety? And what about abiding by the rules, whether they are temporary or whether they will continue for a good minute? We've never been through this here. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to talk about it. You can't express yourself. You're going to talk about it. You can't express yourself. We do it for ourselves, not our health. That's my word. But health is wealth. And this is what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Get 'Em Business Show. What will you do when the quarantine kicks in? I said, what will you do when the quarantine kicks in? Erica Howard is all up in the house. How you doing, ma? Glad to see you came out. And yo, my girl S. Cook is in the house. Bow! She about to turn it out. And Shirley Cheryl, they're the world's most greatest pearl. I'm glad you came through with your thorough. Sub boy is in the house. Sub boy Wilkins. What's going on, sub boy? How you feeling now? Yeah, and T. Carey Wright. What's going on, T. Carey Wright? Thanks for coming through. I appreciate me some you. Annette Davis, the number one. Annette Davis, the number one. What's going on? Let's get it popping, y'all. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 and this your daily. The Daily Go Get 'Em Business Show. We do this every single. The Daily Go Get 'Em Business Show. We do this every day. The Daily Go Get 'Em Business Show. We do this every single day. Every day. Every day it rains. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the rrrr. And if you can't say Omar with the rrrr, well, then you just say Omar with the R. It's going down on the Daily Go Get 'Em Business Show this evening on this Pretty Petty Tuesday, the 17th of the month. Can y'all believe that it's already the 17th of March? This year is going fast. I mean, ultra fast. I mean, every year when we get a little older, it always seems to go a little fast, right? But this year seems like we are speedballing. What happened? We was just turning up talking about Happy New Year. I said Happy New Year. You know? Peace to all my peoples, though, man. I'm glad y'all came through. Listen, we're going to talk about this lockdown. We're going to talk about this quarantine. We are in unprecedented times. We are living through a time in our lives that we only thought about in historical terms. We have never seen an era in our existence. Anyone who was born before born after World War II knows not what we're about to experience. Plenty of times on this show and to my loved ones and friends and anyone that I might be talking to, we've talked about the way that the government moves and how we may be on the verge of martial law. And I have to admit, although I talked about it a lot, there's a part of me that didn't really want to believe that I would have to experience it. And I've always asked myself, well, are you ready? Will you be ready when the train comes through? And I guess physically, I'm ready. Mentally and emotionally, I'm like, hold on. Wait a minute. Mentally, emotionally, and financially, are any of us ready for what could possibly happen somewhere between today and tomorrow? Are we ready for this? A government shutdown, quarantining people into their homes, unable to come out, maybe even facing stiff punishments and possibly even violence if you come outside your home over an illness that most of us don't even have yet. Are we ready? Are we ready? This is the Daily Go Get It Mission Show, man. And we're going to handle some of our personal business tonight because the government is sticking their nose in our business. And most of us are probably willing to comply on some level, even if it's just for the sake of trying to get this thing contained to the point where we can go back to enjoying our other meager and not an unfulfilling existence. And the only reason I say that is because as Black people, you know, it's not like us getting back to our normal lives. It's like, hell yeah. You know, I mean, for there are people out there who like to party and turn up and all of that. But you know that even for the party people, life is not all about turning up and partying. It's not all about that. We have things that we have to do. We have children that we have to raise. We have homes that have to be paid for with the mortgage. We have apartments that have rent. We have vehicles that have to be paid for. There are a lot of things going on in our world that we can't fathom doing without during a lockdown, a quarantine. And what is a quarantine? You know, listen, my peoples that grew up living in the 80s, we know about a disease that hinders much of your social life and your love life. Going through the AIDS era, where we're having sex, the thing that brings life was taking life away. Also with drugs, you know, intravenous drug users were contracting HIV at alarming rates. So we made it through all of that, though. We made it through all of that. And when AIDS first came out, and I want to say AIDS because it wasn't an HIV thing back then. It was straight up AIDS. It was straight up AIDS. You know, for some people, it was the AIDS. You got the AIDS. Yo, he got the AIDS. And we didn't know how that illness would affect us. We didn't know what it could do. We didn't have any history on it. You know, even to this day, they try to change the timeline and the origin of when HIV or AIDS came out. They want to say that it started in the 70s, but we didn't really discover it until we didn't really discover it until the 80s, that kind of thing. And for a time when AIDS first came out, we were afraid to be around anybody who had AIDS. We didn't know how you could get it. So you didn't want to touch anybody. You didn't want to console anybody, but we lost people to that disease. We lost, and we were powerless against it. And it ravaged Africa. Everybody in Africa seemed like they had AIDS. And how did they fix that? How did they fix that? Erica Howard says, Omar, you know we've been talking about this for years. But no, we ain't ready. Yes, E, we have been talking about this for years, mad years. And then David says, no, because no matter what, I got to go to work. Well, you know what? That's saying something right there, because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs over this thing. And that a lot of people, listen, even where I work, a lot of people aren't able to go to work. It's not possible. And with them, with the city that I live in, reducing the capacity of crowds that are supposed to safely convene with each other is down to like 10 now. First they said no more than 1,000 people. So that killed sports. You know, you can't have a stadium or a concert or any kind of gathering with more than 1,000 people. That took all of the major stadiums out and major concert or event venues out of the running. And then they said no more than 1,000 people, but then they also said that they really don't want any more than 200, and they're discouraging any types of gatherings over 50. So now they got it down to 10. 10. Restaurants are closing early. Some of them are shutting down altogether. I guess whoever wants to turn up at the club, unless that club is rocking with 10 people in it and opening during the daytime, everybody is gearing up and preparing themselves for a full lockdown. We've been getting all kinds of crazy information, memes, and warnings have been sent to our inboxes telling us within 24 to 48 hours, 72 hours, tonight, an hour ago, the city shut down. Don't let anybody breathe on you. People running around here with dust masks on their faces, goggles and shit, gloves on. This is very, very serious. And this is what you can see when you go out. So we are preparing ourselves for when they say it doesn't matter if you go out. Now you got to stay in. By law, you have to stay in, because this disease is spreading fast. Pandemic. There's nowhere you can go around the world. You can't run to Canada. They got it in Canada. Can't run to Mexico. They got it in Mexico. Can't go to South America. They got it in South America. Can't go to the Caribbean. They got it in the Caribbean. Can't go to Asia. They got it in Asia. Can't go to Europe. It's bad in Europe. Can't go to Africa. They got it in Africa. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. So you're going to be confined to your home. That's the way that it seems to be gearing up. It seems like we're headed in the direction where everyone is going to have to stay home. Are you prepared to stay home? Toilet paper disappearing off the shelves in stores by the 24 pack. Toilet paper, baby. New information is coming out about this virus, but no cure information is coming out about it. They say that no one is immune to that. This is really, really bad. This is not anything to play with. Even if you don't believe that the numbers are as bad as they claim that they are, even if you don't believe it, because I'm not convinced that the numbers of people infected are what they say they are, but I do know this. I know that there are people that work at my job who can't work at my job because they've been laid off. I know other people that are going through the same things at their jobs. I know people who are working at home because they are unable to go into the office, not because they are infected, not because they are sick, because their jobs are quarantined and they are trying to protect themselves from further contamination and litigation. So they're telling people to stay home. Don't come up in this office. Don't even knock on the door. Don't swipe your badge. Don't eat. Don't try to show your ID. You ain't getting up in here. That's what's going on. And the longer this thing plays out, the financial impact, forget about the stock market, because that doesn't affect people like me. What does affect people like me is, yo, this might be your last check. And it's not like you can go down the street or go on the internet and find another job, because all of these jobs are going to be shutting down and none of them have any money and nobody's going to be hiring. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And we still may be confined to our homes. We still may be confined to our homes. Are you ready to be confined to your home? Are you ready to be confined to your homes? Emily Dunlap in the house. I said it, Emily. How you feeling, man? Thanks for coming through. Make sure y'all like this show. Make sure y'all push the like button. Please, please push the like button. Please, 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 please push the like button. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you have not done so thus far. We need to talk about what you're going to do if we are quarantined to our homes. To be totally honest with you, many of us don't want to be quarantined to our homes because our homes are not places that we like to be. The social aspect is just that's the elephant in the room. Now, if you live in a house where you play video games or board games with your peoples or other kind of games, y'all laugh, y'all sing, y'all watch movies, y'all pop popcorn and watch movies, things like that. You know, if you live with someone else, you don't have children, but y'all on good terms and everything, and y'all can just love up. Listen, a lot of babies could come out of this thing. You know what I mean? The babies that come out of this era could be termed as the COVID-19. Yo, you had one of them corona baby boom babies. You had the corona baby boomers. You had one of those corona baby boomers. Honestly, a lot of people don't want to be confined to their rooms. I'm sorry, confined to their homes. And for some people, being confined to their homes may be like being confined to their rooms. Cabin fever is going to be off the chain. But when you start thinking about the bare necessities that you need, that you normally go out and get, food, water, recreation, fresh air, oxygen, chlorophyll, you know, things that does your body good, things that do your body good. And how, if they quarantine us, what are they going to be doing out there on those streets? You know, because the conspiracy theorist that lives within me has some real trust issues going on. T. Carey Wright talking about I'm up in here looking like a Jedi. Shout out to James Earl Jones. You know, I never saw any of the Star Wars movies. I've never seen a Star Wars movie. Never, ever. Not one of them. And at this point, I'm like, it's a wash. I ain't going to see it. Emily says, too fast. And when this virus is over, March 8th, we'll have a do-over. The virus wasn't even popping when your birthday came along. Don't be trying. No. Everything was all good when it was your birthday. You know what I mean? Anything more than anything less than 2 weeks ago, nah, you was all right. You was all right. You was all right. You was all right. They wasn't even talking about people staying home then. Not yet. Maybe like the next day. Carol Chamberlain, mi favorita. Erica. Okay, wait. All right. Oh wow, Kevin Durant tested positive now. Wow, KD. Charlene Curry. Charlene Curry. What's going on, Charlene? How you feeling, Charlene? Charlene. And my man Paul Munoz is all up in the house. He says SpaceX. Yes. Word up. Word up. T. Carey Wright says the impact of this pandemic was not taken seriously by most, and now no one is prepared, even as we watch it in progress. Most felt like they were untouchable. And I know that has to be true, Carrie, because I'm not worried about getting it. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. That's not really what's on my mind. My mind is like, yo, eventually, even the jobs that allow you to work from home are going to start losing work. So it's like, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I've never wanted to work at home, not at a job where you have an office to go into. For me personally, the only way I want to work at home is if it is a work at home job without an office or central location where people work. Because I've always felt like whenever they start letting people work remotely, that's when they find a way to eliminate their position. There is something special, magical, and essential about having to come into work every day, because when people see your face, it means something. It registers something. But when people don't see you, it's hard to argue about the strength of your impact. Maybe that's just me, but I've known too many people who went from working in the office and then they worked remotely and then their ass was fired and then their ass was fired and then their ass was fired, then their ass was fired, and then their ass was fired, and then they hold on. I've known too many people that worked in a central location and then they worked remotely and then the ass was fired, then the ass was fired, and then the ass was fired. They ain't had no more job. I said the ass was fired, then the ass was fired, they ass was fired. They ain't had no more job. They ass was fired, they ass was job, they ass was fired. No more job, no more job. They ass was fired, they ass was fired. They didn't know that shit when they got hired. They didn't know that shit when they got hired. So I don't know. I don't want to, like, nah. It always seems to me like they push you to work from home when they pushing you towards the door. Because I'm like, and like I said, it might just be me. It might just be me, but I'm paranoid. I have mad trust issues when it comes to the job. Mad trust issues when it comes to jobs. I mean, major. So I'm like, if I got to work from home, what are y'all doing in the office? What's happening in the office when I'm working from home? What's going on? Especially if you have an office at the office. Like, so does somebody else have my office? Are y'all using your key to go in my office? Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. T. Carey Wright says, if you've seen Star Wars, you know you look like Samuel Jackson's character. Samuel Jackson's? That ain't the real Star Wars. You talking about that modern ass Star Wars? No, I'm talking about Star Wars. The only the first three count. The rest of those that is not even. I never even saw the movies, and I know that all that episode 1 shit, that shit's garbage. Yo, there are 3 Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. That's it. After that series is done. That's like Friday the 13th. You have Friday the 13th 1 and 2. After that was just a bunch of slasher dumb shit. Same thing with Halloween. Halloween 1, Halloween 2. After that, Godfather 1, Godfather 2. Don't make enough. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Airplane 1, Airplane 2. See, they got it right. They didn't go for the trifecta. Matrix 1. Matrix 1. That's it. That reloaded shit, I don't know. HypnoWorks, yo, my man at HypnoWorks. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. Now all of the good people are discovering that we up over here. I mean, I ain't know. I was wondering if my Facebook people were going to gradually say, "Oh, yo, what happened to the DG show?" Yo, thanks for coming through, my man, HypnoWorks.org, and make sure y'all hit up that website, HypnoWorks.org. Y'all know we had my man Belvin on our show, you know, last year, and that thing was special. Last summer, that thing was real special. You know what I'm saying? All right. So HypnoWorks says you can pay entertainers and athletes to endorse anything. Word. All right. Emily says, I'm not worrying about it so much for myself as I am with my sons. However, I've told them to be careful of people. Their homies don't care about them as much as I do. The word says, hope everyone's mental health is good. Word. Airplane was funny. You know, that thing was off the chain. Airplane was a dope ass funny movie. Some movies have it. It's hard that, and a lot of times when movies have too many stars in them, sometimes they be too corny. Like Soul Plane should have been a dope ass funny movie, and it just wasn't. It was just corny. But you take a movie like Airplane, like Cannonball Run, like Smokey and the Bandit, you know what I mean? Like, what was that? The something gun, the something gun with Leslie Nielsen, the Naked Gun, movies like that. Like, yo, they had better writers. You had all those comedians in Soul Plane. It was just like, yo, this shit. Sorry, man. But Kevin Hart came out of that victorious. HypnoWorks said, okay. So yeah. So what will y'all do? The majority of y'all, you know what I mean? I need y'all to talk this up. And don't forget, y'all call in. Call in. I really want to hear from my people tonight. 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, yo. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yo, get your shine, baby. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. If you want to listen anonymously, or call in anonymously, we'll have no problem with that. But always remember that this is a totally uncensored show. We do not stop you from expressing yourself in any way. I will let straight redneck racists come on here and talk their shit, as long as they're respectful. And yes, you can be a racist and be respectful, you know, just like you can be a liberal and be totally disrespectful. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. So what will y'all do? Seriously, if we get the announcement tonight, because they have everybody on the edge of their seats. We're all bracing ourselves for the worst. If it happens tonight, if they say, listen, we are shutting this thing down, the government is getting shut down, and we're shutting down all of the streets. You can't be out. Forget about a curfew. This is an indefinite shutdown. And we don't want to see you out. And if we do, there's a chance you could be arrested or you could be hurt, beat up, shot. You know what I'm saying? But this is for your own good. What will you do if that becomes the case? Are you prepared to stay in your homes? Are you fortified? Are you well stocked with the supplies that you'll need? Not just food and clothing, you know, the bare necessities. Do you have the recreational facilities in your home to keep your mind off of this craziness? Do you have enough space in your home? You know, some people have tight living conditions in their homes where they're going to be damn near on top of each other, and being that close for that long can become very uncomfortable, and you know what I mean, make you pop somebody in the back of their head and shit. You know, really, it can become uncomfortable, and that's just the long and short of it. So, are you prepared for something like that? Are you physically, mentally, and emotionally prepared to be able to stay in your homes for an extended period of time until this virus is contained, and until the rules, the laws, the policies are lifted to whereas you can start to return back to the life that you are more familiar with, until you can become more social among your peers and your family members and people that you know. Will you be able to return to work? Will you be able to, financially, are you ready? Do you have money at home? Will you need it? Is the government going to do something to whereas the people who have lost their jobs to lay off temporarily, will they be compensated in some type of way so they'll be able to afford food and water and to keep their lights on? Will there be an agreement made with the utility companies to keep your shit on, especially the internet? And of course, in order to have the internet, you have to have electricity. I'm interested to know that the people whose services are already turned off. You know, there's some people running around here without any electricity, or without any running water, or without any gas or heat or whatever. Will their services be turned on temporarily while we get through this thing? Will they get a reprieve? What types of provisions are going to be made in order to get us through this crisis? Should it come down to the government requiring us to stay within our homes for an indefinite amount of time? Public transportation, how is that going to work? If we're all confined to our homes, do we just leave our buses in the streets? The trains on the track? What's going the same way that I wonder what's going on in my office if I'm working from home? The same way I'm wondering if I'm confined to my homes, what are they doing out there in the streets? Because you're not going to tell me that everybody is in the house, including the president of the United States, the military, the pilots for planes, and people who do official quote unquote official work. What are they going to be doing? What's moving and shaking out there? They don't let us see what's going on in Area 51. We can't get within miles of it. They don't let us see what's going on the South Pole, in the South Pole. You can't go to the South Pole. Did you know you can't go to the South Pole? Have you ever noticed that you don't know anybody that has ever traveled to the South Pole? Have you ever noticed that? You can't go to the South Pole. Erica Howard knows what I'm talking about. Why can't you go to the South Pole? Why don't you ever hear anybody talking about they went to the South Pole? How come we always hear about Santa Claus on the North Pole, but we're never the South Pole? You know why they said Santa Claus is on the North Pole? Is it in the North Pole? Because Santa Claus can't go to the South Pole. If Santa Claus flies his sleigh anywhere near the South Pole, then Santa Claus and his reindeer will get shot down. And if Santa tries to sail to the South Pole, then a missile will hit Santa's sleigh boat and sink that shit. So those are just two places where humans who are not authorized to be there, and the South Pole is a big place. It's not like the corner store or stadium. It's a big landmass. And you can't travel there. No fly zone, no sail zone. You can't even swim to that bitch. The South Pole is so guarded. If you go to Google Earth and try to go to the South Pole to check the weather, you can't do it. It can't be done. You know how I know? Because I tried it. Can't Google Earth. You can Google Earth. You Google Earth. The North Pole, kinda, and you can do Greenland, Iceland, Russia, Mongolia. European countries that are very cold, like Sweden, Finland, Canada going all the way up to provinces that we don't even know the names of. But you can't Google the South Pole. The significance of why I'm spending time telling y'all that is because I know that a lot of people don't know that. They don't know anything about the South Pole. They never thought of it before. But when you consider the fact that that the South Pole is governed by countries like the United States, Germany, Russia, they all have stake down there. But we can't see it because they won't let us. And then you have Area 51, which is in Nevada. And presidents used to try to deny that it even existed, but it does. But they won't tell you what's going on there. And the people who have worked there have been sworn to secrecy. And I've heard that people who broke that code of silence were never heard from again. So we know that there are places in the world where you can't go and you can't see what's going on or get any type of information. What makes you think that when they confine everyone to their homes, that there won't be some information out there in the streets happening that you won't be able to see? What makes you think that? If everyone is confined to their homes, when they fly planes to places where there are no houses, and now they can get work done that you can't see, like in our parks and our national parks, normally there are people out there in those parks at all times, but now there won't be anybody out there. How do we know what they're doing? Will you care? While you stuck up in the house, will you care? Will you care? So this is real shit. HypnoWorks says, just thought about couples who deal with domestic violence being stuck in the house together. Real shit, Hypno. Real shit. Straight lace. Abusers and molesters, no doubt. As Cook says, we will soon find out. I hope we don't find out the hard way. Because won't the police have to stay in too? When you call 911, for domestic violence, or if somebody is sick. Hospital workers have to will hospital personnel, will nurses and orderlies and technicians and doctors, will they have to be quarantined to their jobs? We have to think about this. Will they be quarantined to their jobs instead of their homes? Substance abuse victims can't get their fix. Oh, they gonna get high. You ain't gonna stop the trap. The trap is gonna go, yo. People gonna get high. I can guarantee you that. That's not gonna stop. Erica Howard talking about South Pole. Try to go and see what happens. We will see. This is a test run. They're marinating us like a steak. I believe so. Erica Howard says, Hypno, something much worse is coming. Woo! We spoke about martial law in the 90s. Behold, a pale horse. Word. Erica says, Hypno, right? Behold, the pale horse is the truth. As Cook says, I still have that book. Behold, a pale horse. Okay. First chapter. Silent weapons for quiet wars. Biological warfare, chemical warfare. Erica says, I wonder what they are hiding in the South Pole. I've talked to some people, and some people believe that the pyramids in Egypt actually have a pathway to the center of the earth, and many believe that the South Pole contains the entrance to the center of the earth. I'm like, how do you know? Because you sure ain't been there. But that's what some people believe. This ain't all thick like yesterday. This is good. Yeah, Paul Munoz, do your research, brother, please. And if you uncover anything of note, please let me know. Because I've been asking about this for years. Like, yo, what's going on with the South Pole? TK Wright says, they try to say that the conditions aren't suitable. Yeah, it's cold. Like the North Pole. But people can go to the North Pole. Santa, the elves, reindeer, they can go to the North Pole, but nobody can go to the South Pole. That clothing line, that clothing brand back in the 90s, South Pole. Did they actually go to the South Pole? Or did they just name that brand because it was chill? Like, that's a cold sweater you got on. That's cold. I like that jacket, man. That's cold. That's cold. Oh, yeah. Admiral Byrd. Look up Admiral Byrd for South Pole. Admiral Byrd came back with some info from the South Pole. And they was like, yo, Admiral Byrd, yo, shut, yo. What's wrong with you, son? Yeah, they had, yeah. Two men tried to cross Antarctica themselves a couple of years ago. Not sure what happened to them. I'll tell you what happened to them. A sniper rifle happened to him. So when he hit the first one, it was like, oh, shit! They crossed Antarctica all right. Your boat is over. Your yacht is sinking. I tell all of you, like I told all of them, everything you say is still paper thin. And all right. Bullets they shot are still paper thin. In one heart and out of the other. Hear him stop breathing. All right. You heard that it was the center of the earth, the pathway to the center of the earth too, Hypno. You know me, you know what I mean. We A alike because we be alike. You been knew that. I've been knew that. Palmer says, man, that's what I hear about the South Pole has an entrance. Yeah. The hospital back home was supposed to be on lockdown today. It was said. Not sure if it actually happened today or not. Admiral Byrd was that a pilot? Admiral Byrd was he was admiral in the Navy. He was in the Navy. Yeah, but you look it up, you'll get some interesting information. But the government has played these types of games, with American citizens for years, man. You know what I mean? For, I mean, see the technology. They have to be a lot slicker now because the technology that we have today eliminates their ability to just be able to do whatever they want to undetected. Now we have these camera phones, we can take video, we know how to edit and chop things up and scrutinize and zoom in. We couldn't do that before. We didn't have black and white TVs and regular color TV, Technicolor, and even going all the way up to what was that? Trinitron. Remember Trinitron used to be state of the art as far as TV was concerned. But then now we have all this HD. We got 4K. That's clearer than eyesight. That's clearer than 2020. You see things that ain't even there with 4K. Most of us don't even have internet strong enough to even handle that capability. But anyway, when you consider that now we have the technology to be able to investigate things, now they have to be slicker. And even though it almost seems like we're not talking about what we're going to do in the house, we are. This all ties into what we're talking about. But remember a few years ago when President Obama was still in office and people were asking him to go back to the moon. Let's go to the moon again. And remember, he said, nah, been there, done that. Been there, done that. We're not doing it again. I'm not wasting taxpayer money to go back on the moon when we did that back in 69. I'm not going up there. No more rockets. No more Neil Armstrong. I'm not going to do it. Y'all can't make me do it. We done. We moving on. And I remember when he said that, and I remember thinking to myself, like, the real reason that Obama didn't want to go back to the moon is because he know we never went to the moon in the first place. He knows that we never went to the moon in the first place. And he knows that if we try to pull the wool over the world's eyes again, it ain't going to work. When we were watching the men take their first steps on the moon with that bullshit, we were watching it on black and white TVs and low resolution color TVs. And we couldn't tell. We couldn't scrutinize. We didn't have enough information about the about space and the moon's atmosphere. So we see the American flag flapping in the wind. There ain't no damn wind up in on the moon. You mean to tell me that there is no atmospheric pressure or gravity, yet you seeing wind? No. And we're seeing shadows. Well, we have shadows on Earth because of the position of the sun. The moon is the Earth satellite. So in order to have a shadow, you have to have sun, not Earth. What, the Earth was shining on the moon? That's just a little bit of the information. But President Obama knew we never went to the damn moon. We can't go back to a place where we never been. But I can't tell y'all that shit. So let's move on. Yeah, so yeah, Paul Munoz, Erica says, Paul Munoz, yes, he was. He was a pilot and he flew into the center of the earth by mistake. When he talked about it, he died. Erica says, oh, some of those astronauts are coming clean about not landing on the moon. You know what I'm saying? T. Carey Wright says, bruh, stop preaching. I'm just saying. Like I saw it in Obama's eyes. I was like, look at this shit. He said, nah, been there. He said that was a quote. He said, been there, done that. I don't want to take taxpayers' money and revisit something that we've already done. Our money would better be spent right here for domestic things where we could, we could get some things done here and we could put it over there and blah, blah, blah. But we're not going back to the moon. That's not what we're going to do. Michelle says that if we go back to the moon, then we're wasting our time. I don't want to waste your money. I don't want to waste your time. You can look at the old videos of Neil Armstrong. One step for mankind, one step for man, big step for the man. You know what he said. I'm out. Anyway. T. Carey Wright said, what moon? The one in the studio in California? Woo! T. Carey Wright said, Obama was like, all right, I'm going to head out. All right, y'all. Stacey White, Stacey Stace is all up in that place. The D, holding it down for the D all day, every day. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. You know what I mean? If y'all like what y'all hearing, make sure y'all hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, listen, are you prepared for this? Whether you trust the government or believe the media or whatever, the bottom line is one thing we cannot deny is that this is having a financial impact on us personally. Forget about the stock market and all of that kind of stuff. Now we are feeling it personally. Like, yo, whether this is real or whether this is fake, whether this many people have died from this disease or not, or whether they haven't, it doesn't really matter. I know that I can't go to work today and they said I can't come back for another month or two until this whole thing blows over, whatever that means. And they're telling me that I got to stay in the house. I was broke when I was at work, struggling, shaking the damn vending machine to get a Snickers out. Oh, hell no. This bag of chips going to come out. Fuck that. Shit get real on an off pay week. Fuck that. Yo, the little coil was supposed to spit out my bag of Lay's, and it's just the Lay's is like laying on the glass like it don't want to fall. Fuck that. Oh shit. A pack of Juicy Fruit is gonna fall out too. You know what I'm saying? Shit. This is real. This is real. This is real. T. Carey Wright says, yo, Cousin Supermarket is charging $40 for a case of chicken. $40? That's normally wings. You know, wings, chicken wings are like the caviar of poultry. It's like caviar. It's very expensive. I got a 40-pound box of chicken. I used to get 40-pound box of chicken for $16. That was recently. Are you prepared to stay in a house? If you was broke at work, shaking the damn vending machine, give me my damn ho-ho cake. If you was broke at work, you know you're going to be broke at home. Some people are going to save money while they're quarantined because, quite personally, some people spend too much during the day. They coffee. If you Starbucks it or Dunkin' Donuts it or whatever your coffee mocha latte of choice is, super expensive coffee plus your little pastry, whatever it is, something made of dough and something that's very unhealthy for you. You that's your morning thing. Then you have your lunch thing. Then you have your snack thing going on. People spending their money, lunching. Yo, some people, I've watched people literally get fat at work. I've seen them grow. No, I ain't saying that they getting better at their job. I've seen them grow at work. Like you came here, you was a little slim thing. Then you was a little thick thing. Now you a thick thing now. You like three of them thick things. You like three of them thick things. 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 Watch out for the big girls. Watch out for the big girls. So when you stay at home, you may actually lose a couple of pounds, or you may really gain because home all day, you're bored, eating. You might be drinking. Yo, they shutting down the liquor stores in Philadelphia. Either they already shut them down or they're about to. So people buying liquor and people stashing. Yo, the speakeasy is about to blow. The speakeasy is about to blow. The underground spots. The 40-ounce house. So this is real. This is real. With all of these things happening right before our eyes, and honestly, this is domestic terrorism, or maybe it's international terrorism. But because we don't really understand international terrorism, when we are not military personnel, now we are getting a taste of how other countries have felt because of an invasion, or the United States doesn't invade, we occupy. We don't invade, we occupy. We don't invade, we occupy. That makes it sound like we're doing something for the good of the people that live there. But then when their rebels and their insurgents come through, like, no, we don't want you here. We don't like you. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, now we're feeling a little bit of how they felt. Having to stay in your homes. I like being home, but I don't like having to be in my home. I like being home, but I don't like having to stay there. There's too much going on right now. There's too much to be wary of. There's too much reason. There are too many reasons to be untrustful. And we're dealing with people who are untrustworthy. We're not dealing with a situation that holds a lot of integrity. It's not what we're dealing with. So this is scary. Thanks for liking the show and subscribing, T. Carey Wright. Appreciate it. Please follow suit like T. Carey Wright. Please like this. Please push the like button. Like. And please subscribe. We're here every day, and we will bring you the real and try to fulfill you with skill. So, I mean, what will you do? Do you have activities planned out for your children since they can't go to school? Many of our schools are already closed and will be closed for the next week or two. So have you developed lesson plans for your children? Are you in touch with the teachers at their schools to make sure that they'll be prepared when school returns or when it convenes? When classes commence, will you be ready? Will your children be ready? You know, because just because school is out, learning doesn't stop. Any good parent knows that. And saying that pretty much means that there really is no such thing as a summer vacation. No, we learn every day. There are no days off when it comes to that. There are no days off when it comes to that. We keep it going and going and going and going and going and going. So y'all, you know, this is like I said, these are unprecedented times. This is a situation that we know nothing about, that we've never experienced before, and many of us in the back of our mind, we're hoping that it really doesn't happen. Like many of us are praying for a miracle, hoping for a miracle, praying for the miracle. For a miracle, it's almost the same thing. We are hoping that something happens to turn this whole situation around and make it all a false alarm, or we're looking for somebody to jump out and say, "Psych!" Y'all really was believing that we was going, submit y'all, commit y'all to martial law. Come on, man, come on. No, they're not playing. All of these things are happening before our very eyes. And it's like to me, it's like when we were watching cartoons back in the day, and somebody on the cartoons would get their foot stuck on a railroad track. Remember that? And if you've ever been on a railroad track, you're wondering, how can your foot get stuck on a railroad track? Just take off your shoe and be out before this damn train hits you. But this all reminds some of us of a railroad track, because this is like having our foot stuck in a railroad track while we can see the train coming, and we're not smart enough to just leave the shoe behind and get on up out of there, run to safety. That's what this is like. So although we feel like we should be able to stop this train from hitting us, it's coming, and it's coming fast. It's coming real fast, you know what I'm saying? And many of us are wondering what we can do about it. Well, here are some things that you can do. You can arm yourself with knowledge. You can arm yourself with knowledge and wisdom as you prepare to get this experience. So, Googling is not just for definition of words or whatever. It's the beginning of a way to be able to research. It's the beginning of a way to start to learn about what's coming. So look up martial law. See if it's ever been implemented anywhere around the world, and see some of the circumstances or some of the events that led up to that martial law. Look up quarantining and see where it has happened before. Arm yourself with some knowledge. See what you can really do. Don't always take the news and the media's word for it about stockpiling aluminum can products and stuff like that. We're not doing that. We do know that we have to eat every day, and we have to prepare for that for as long as this action may take place. So do that. Don't panic over it. Just do it, you know? But also know that you're going to have to deal with the people that you live with in your house, even if the only person that lives in your house is you. You don't have to lose touch with the whole world just because you cannot stand face to face with the whole world. This is an internet program, and many of you, most of you who are listening to this program, I've met through the internet. Not you, Monica. Not you, HypnoWorks. Not you. That's it. That's it. Those are the only two that I've known before the internet. Oh, nope, not you, Annette. Nope. I knew Annette through real life. but so we have a way of communicating with each other and forming a relationship with each other, which is good. So we don't have to lose touch with our world just because a particular option has been taken away from us, because more than likely we're going to find our way around it anyway. You build a better mousetrap, you get a smarter mouse. So don't worry about that so much. Don't concentrate so much on what you can't do. Concentrate more on what you can do, will do, are willing to do, and have the option to do. Be creative. Take this time out to be creative. Build with your brothers and sisters. Get on the phone. Video chat if necessary, or if available. You know, some of y'all avoid video chat. You know, some people don't like it. I understand. You know, your hair ain't done, that kind of thing. You know, like, yo, I can't be video chatting, son. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I do want y'all to know that real men and women video chat no matter what. But the bottom line is, don't cut yourself off from the rest of the world, and don't look at it like that's what you have to do. You will get out again. Consider yourself to be grounded, like your mom. If you had a kind parent that wouldn't whoop that ass, or would whoop that ass and still put you on punishment, you're grounded, but it don't last forever. You eventually jumped out the window or snuck out the shared kitchen door and got and added on another ass whooping and another month or two to the punishment. Not a big deal. You'll do that again here as an adult, full-fledged. All right. G. Carey Wright says, my kids are doing long distance learning. Word up. S. Cook says, they have to do work every day on the computer. Okay. G. Carey Wright says, but I would have lesson plans. They know that. Monica Davis is almost some April Fools. Oh, yeah, that we hoping that that's what they say. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I suspect that in 9-10 months, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a lot of bellies. Listen, let this quarantine go on long enough. Women gonna be pregnant that already went through menopause. You're gonna see women who had total hysterectomies and they having miracle babies. COVID-19 babies. Yo, you had that corona, you had that one of them Rona babies. Yo, you 57 years old, you had a baby? You told me You went through the change like 10 years ago. I know. But when they put us, they quarantined us with the Rona. I'm thinking I'm throwing up because I had the Rona. All right. And I'm having it. I'm keeping it. God wanted me to have a Rona baby. I'ma have me a Rona baby, have me a Rona baby, have me a Rona baby, a Rona baby, a Rona baby. And it sounds like I'm kidding, and to a certain extent, I am. But to a certain extent, I'm dead ass. Very, very serious. This is going down. There's nothing we can do to stop this track. Stop this train on this track. Don't disturb this groove. I'm saying. So, but build with your peoples, man. Call around, talk to people, ask what people are doing, find out what people are doing in order to get through this trying time. Don't allow yourself to get discouraged. Devise a plan like you would do for anything else. I'm dealing with a major change in your life. Don't let it just come because you were hoping that it wouldn't come. You know what I mean? That's like letting your utilities get cut off because you thought that maybe they would just have a change of heart and that they would just have a change of heart and everything would be all right. So, nah, man, it's not going to happen like that. Arm yourself with knowledge, arm yourself with wisdom, arm yourself with options. Talk to your people. If you never united with anybody before, or if you black and you thought us uniting for the right causes was impossible, well, this is time for you to do the impossible. And you may be doing it from the comfort of your own home. Shoot, all our armchair revolutionaries do it, don't they? Huh? Don't worry about me, son. Don't worry about me. All right, let's get ready to get on up out of here. We're gonna do these birthday shout outs and then we're gonna holler back. What will you do? What will you do when the quarantine goes down? What will you do when you can't come around? What will you do when the quarantine goes down? What will you do when you can't come around? We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious March 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are number one out the box, Margaret Collins. Happy birthday to you, turning 83 years old. You gotta be kidding me. No, just like my daddy turning 83 years old today. That's my word. Hey, Jewel Wynn turning 62 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Dawn Beckett Singh turning 51 years old today. And Alexandra Grissom turning 43 years old today. And Suzette Bromwell turning 47 years old today. And Elani Jimenez Santana turning 35 years old today. And also Angela Driven Smith. Happy birthday to you, Angela. Okay. And Al B. White, my man Al B. White turning 47 years old today. Al B., personal trainer, good dude. And Jacqueline Pepples turning 49 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Jacqueline. And Lamont Evansworth turning 50 years old today. My man Lamont Evansworth turning half century, fresh out of the 40-40 Club, first fresh into the half century club. And Tina Murray turning 55 years old today. And Dino Love, happy birthday. And Oliver Saye, happy birthday to you. And Genius Rucker Denise, happy birthday to you. Genius Rucker Denise. And Cortez Jeffries. Cortez Jeffries turning 49 years old today. This was my best friend from the time I was like 3 or 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and this cat go way back. I'm talking about serious single digits. That's my man, though. Happy birthday to you. And last but not least, Herman C. Durr. Herman C. Durr of Penn State. Happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious March 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing and do your thing. Y'all represent the queens and kings and do your thing. Y'all represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen, y'all. Listen, if the quarantine goes down or whether the quarantine doesn't go down, we have all learned a valuable lesson through this whole experience. And one of the lessons that we have learned is that we know that we have to prepare for the worst, even when the best of times seem to be coming through. You cannot just ignore something that you don't think affects you just because this person said it or that person said it, or because you don't like this person, or because you don't care for this person or trust that person. Everybody can't be wrong. I don't know how many people actually are infected with this virus, and I don't know how many people are actually dying from it specifically. But we do know that some people are being hurt and some people are being are infected, and that if it can happen to them, then it can happen to us. And we also know that it is impacting us negatively financially, and that we have to find a way to stop the bleeding because there's too much uncertainty about our situation and our way of life. We're not even talking about our lifestyle right now. We're talking about more of our way of life, you know, thinking that we're living peacefully, even though as Black people, y'all know, we don't really know nothing about peace. However, we'll take the regular oppression, the regular imbalance of freedom. We want to get back to the regular. You know what I mean? We want to get back to our ordinary complaints. This shit is too much. But it may be just enough for us to get our shit together and come out better in the long run. In the long run, in the strong run. Because we can do this. Yeah. So, yo, we will be back on tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel, you know. And you can best believe, honey, it's going to be you can bet your last money it's going to be a stone gas, honey. All right, y'all. So, yo, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. Peace to all my toilet paper towel, and dust mask store cleaners. You know what I'm saying? I get with y'all later. Love y'all to death. Resuscitate you and love you right back to life. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. Yeah.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Peace.